Okay.
Coach, your reaction when you heard the news about the trade, what do you make of it?
Well, I think, one of the things for me that's important about my job is, you have to embrace change. And I think if you approach it that way, you give yourself and your team a chance to adapt, and you continue to try to maximize where you are. So with that in mind, I think we had a good practice today. Obviously, a few faces that aren't here today that have been here, but I feel good about the guys we have and what we're going to do going forward.
As of right now, really puts the emphasis on Gobert and Favors to take over that position and improve and grow.
I think they've been there already as well, but certainly to your point, we've been playing Book and Fave and Rudy and Enes and Steve the last couple games. And now we've got those three guys, so it gives Jeremy an opportunity. We just have to, like I said, maximize what we're doing, and hopefully those guys will. I think one thing that our bigs have all done is they've all improved, and this gives us a chance, I think, with more opportunity to improve the rest of the season. And we may end up playing small at times, and we just have to figure out and see where it goes.
Did you have to talk with Rudy about, okay, time's yours now?
No, I didn't specifically. I think that I felt like that we didn't need to have changes in our roster for it to be Rudy's time. I felt like, and I would like for Rudy's time to continue. But it's just not, okay, here we go. That Rudy's got work to do, and if they can be part of his time, in steps, that's kind of the way I'd like for him to embrace it. Where I think that's why he's made progress to this point, is that he's been hungry, and no one's arrived yet. Rudy, our team, Derek, Gordon, none of us. So I want to keep looking at it from that spectrum.
Is Rudy going to start?
More than likely, yes. And honestly, he may have started anyway because he played so well against Aldridge the last time we played him. It's kind of the same. We have three guys that are all very different, right now, in Fave and Rudy and Trevor. So, but that would be my guess, that Rudy would be the starter tomorrow. But don't hold me to it.
What are you going to miss most with Enes?
I think both Enes and Steve were just really good people, and to have those guys. Enes has been here for a few years prior to me, and the contribution that he gave the team and the organization, we're appreciative of. Steve, for me, was in particular a guy that I felt very strongly about. It's not easy to be a veteran guy, to come to a really young team, to play very limited minutes, and to maintain not just a professionalism, but an optimism and a leadership role that really added a lot to our group. I think some of the progress we've made, we don't make without Steve Novak. So that said, he's got an opportunity now with a veteran team that's contending, and he gave us a really, really good portion of the year.
You mentioned yesterday that you're always involved with discussions, conversations with Enes. What was your morning and early afternoon like today?
We got practice planned, and I think our dialogue has been so consistent that there wasn't any kind of watershed moment where we're okay. We got to figure this out now. I think that's been I think one of the good things that's been consistent in this organization for a long time with Kevin O'Connor and Dennis and Coach Sloan. Everybody's always been the Miller family, Greg. That everybody's always worked together, and that's what happened again in this situation.
It used to be that teams didn't make a trade in their own conference, and a lot of fans have asked me, said, how can they trade Enes to Oklahoma City and make them them a better team?
Right.
How do you respond to that?
Well, it's hard to make the West better, right? I think you add. There's obviously a number of factors that go into anything, and you're trying to balance all of them, and you figure out where you can get the best situation for your team, as well as the other team that you're dealing with. In this case, for us, Oklahoma City. So I think it comes down to really just the most likely and best partners in a transaction.
How much conversation had you had with Enes about his dissatisfaction with playing time and his role?
I felt good about what Enes has gotten better. he just has, and it's something I think our staff should feel good about. And I think he knows that, and he's gotten better because he's worked hard and he's applied himself, and I hope that can. I think he'll help Oklahoma City for that very reason. Obviously, they feel good about him, and that's why they wanted to bring him on board. But we wish him well, and I've told him the same thing, and hopefully he's got a really bright future and career ahead of him.